We're going to find the perimeter or area of a rectangle given one of these values. Here's our first example. The length of a rectangle is 3 yards longer than its width. If the perimeter is 42 yards, find its area. So the first thing we need to do is come up with expressions for the length and the width because we don't know either one of those. So let's let W be our width. And then we know that the length is 3 yards longer than the width. And so if the width is W, we're going to have to add on 3 more to get the length. So this length over here would be W plus 3. So we'll say W plus 3 equals the length. All right, they tell us that the perimeter is 42 yards. Well, perimeter is another way of saying adding up all the sides all the way around. And so across from this W is another W. Across from this W plus 3 is a W plus 3. And so if we add up all 4 of these sides, we have W plus 3 plus another W plus another W plus 3, and we know that that whole thing equals 42 yards, the perimeter. Let's combine all the W's together. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4W plus the 3 and 3 makes 6 equals 42. Subtract our 6 from both sides. And so we're left with 4W equals 36. If we divide both sides by 4, we'll get W by itself. So W equals 9. All right, now we need to take that 9 and put that into the formula for length. So W plus 3, the length, will equal 9 plus 3, or 12. So now we know that the width is 9, the length is 12, and now we're supposed to find area. Okay, that's just length times width. And so we take our length, 12, times our width of 9, and 12 times 9 would be 108. And the units on these were yards, and so area would be yards squared. So that's our first answer. And let's take a look at a second example. The length of a rectangle is 4 times its width. If the area is 100 meters squared, find perimeter. So again, we want expressions for the length and the width. It says that the length is 4 times the width. So I'm going to start with W as my width, as before. And then it says that length is 4 times that width. So 4 times the W. 4W. Actually, both of those would be 4W. So 4W is my length. And so now it says that the area is 100 meters squared. Okay, this time we're starting with area instead of perimeter. So we know the area is length times width. So the area that they gave us was 100 equals the length, 4W, times the width, W. Okay, so I'm going to have to simplify. 4W times W would be 4W squared. Next, I have 100 equals 4W squared, so divide both sides by 4 to get those W's alone. So 25 equals W squared. Okay, I want just W, not W squared. So I can take the square root of that, and then I have to do that to the other side. So I'd have 5 equals W, or the width. And my length was 4W, so 4 times the 5 is 20. That's my length. So I've got a width of 5 and a length of 20. And so if you want, you can actually just write this right on the diagram again. So W equals 5, length equals 20. So I've got 20 over here and 5 over here. And so I want to find the perimeter. Again, that's adding up all 4 of these sides. So 5 plus 5 would make 10, and then 20 plus 20 would make 40. So the 10 plus the 40 would make 50 for my perimeter. And that has units of meters. And we're done.